Okay, chat. I have a sneaking suspicion that there's more to Glory Milking Farms than meets the eye, and I'm very ready for it. Thank you, Shoe, for delving into this. I'm going to get a lot of laughs out of this. Chat, buckle up, strap in, get your water. We're going in.
Oh,
hi.
Good to see you there.
Hello.
What am I reading, you ask? Well, just one of the best-selling books on Amazon right now. With millions of sales and almost 20,000 5-star reviews.
Wow.
This book has been absolutely blowing up, especially on TikTok, or Book Talk, as the kids call it. Thousands and thousands of women, in particular, have been raving about this piece of literature. What piece of literature is it, you may ask? Well, Morning Glory Milking Farm, of course.
I hate this.
A popular romance novel about a young woman down on her luck who does what every young woman does when facing financial struggle. She starts an OnlyFans. I'm just kidding. She wouldn't degrade herself like that. She gets a job jerking off monsters.
Yay!
That's right. Good morning, Glory Milking Farm.
I have been reading Morning Glory Milking Farm since last night, and I'm obsessed.
This was
Chat, there's two different types of women. The women that want to think about monster peepees and the women that don't. That's all I'm saying.
a good time. It did not disappoint.
If this book is trash, then I am a fucking raccoon. Give me all of the garbage.
Put your eyeballs on this because it is so good.
Which one are you? The one... Can you fucking... God damn it. Okay, I muted everything. The one that's not into equine cock? Please? I like normal pee-pee. Thank you very much. Just for the record. I'm okay.
I regret to inform you that there is a new epidemic. An epidemic that many have yet to discuss. And that epidemic is female Gooners.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for those of you unaware, Gooner is internet slang for someone addicted to porn. And smut is slang for dark romance novels, otherwise known as porn. Many corrected
I thought smut was just like porn without plot.
About the dangers of porn addiction with men, how it can destroy their lives and their relationships, and most men know the material they consume is weird. That is why they are ashamed of it. That is why they delete their browser history. That is why they go incognito mode. But these bitches freaks out here. They display their smut openly in bookstores.
Because it makes them feel good. Like everybody has to know. Okay, hear me out. But a guy gooning to hentai titties? No, that's too far. Look, I'm just saying there's a double standard, chat.
They proudly pose in front of their smut collections. They discuss their smut openly on TikTok. They go to smut conventions and
What the hell?
get choked out by 9-foot-tall shirtless wendigos. Now, I know what you are thinking. Shoe, isn't this the pot calling the kettle degenerate? Yes. Yes, it is. But have you considered it takes one to truly know one? You see, women are strange,
I didn't know Shoe was a degenerate.
fascinating creatures. For centuries, men have tried to figure us out. Our mood is affected by the tides and the moon. We bleed for 5 days and don't die. By painting my face, I can instantly shapeshift from a 4 to a 6. We are truly mysterious. Magic.
And you can have a VTuber model and turn from a 0 to a 10. Am I right, fellas?
Creatures. But one of the most mysterious aspects of women to men is our sexuality. You see, us women are not like those disgusting moids. No, we are sophisticated. We are evolved. We don't watch videos of strangers slapping their sweaty bodies together. No, we read
balls.
about strangers slapping their sweaty bodies together.
We're so cultured, chat. We have an imagination, unlike you.
It's different, okay? You don't understand. It's okay when we do it. So, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the rapidly growing popularity of dark romance on TikTok and the recent dark romance convention that ended in disaster. Let's take a break
Wait,
from all this
what?
depressing political news and talk about something silly. Not that those political things aren't important, trust me, they are. You should be keeping up with politics and the news when you can. I know it can be difficult to do, but fear not. I have an app for that. So before we get into this video, let's quickly give a shout out to our sponsor, Ground News. Ground News is a website and an app that gives readers an easy way to read news from all across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of political bias that helps you understand the full story and makes sure you're getting both sides. One of my favorite features on Ground News is the blind spot feature, which shows you news stories that have been covered by one side of the political aisle and ignored by the other. For example, here's a story about how Gavin Newsom is signing a bill to give 800,000 Uber and Lyft drivers in California the right to unionize.
Okay.
Pretty cool. Rare Newsom W. 12 news sources covered this, 7 were left-wing and 0 were right-wing, because the right is covering a far more important topic. Harvard hires drag performer Lahore...
What the fuck? Lahore? Vajistan? What? What?
Pakistan as a visiting professor. 21 news sources.
Lahore. You know what? Is that you? No, because I couldn't come up with a name that cool, chat. I could not come up with a name like that. That is so funny, dude. What the frick?
Covered this. 20 were right-wing, 1 was left-wing.
Jesus
A country
Christ.
divided, truly. Ground News also makes it very
Rajasthan.
easy to compare headlines, so you could see how political bias completely reframes a story.
Absolutely.
For example, talking about how Trump has been posting a bunch of those sombrero memes, and the New York Post says,
I
White
wouldn't
House
know.
official behind Trump's hilarious meme war on Dems revealed. And then a left-wing outlet covers the same story, like, as the shutdown continues, a checked-out Trump posts childish memes. Wildly different vibes going on here. I have been using
Framing matters, chat.
Ground News since 2021. It is one of my favorite apps. Like, it is my go-to, like, when I wake up. I, like, check Twitter, and then I check Ground News, like, immediately. But don't just take my word for it. Even the Nobel Peace Center called it an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview.
Wow.
Best of all, I am currently
Useful.
offering 40% off their
That's cool.
Vantage plan, which is the plan I use to access all their amazing features. And it's only $5 a month, which is, like, basically the price of a coffee nowadays. So go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code here on screen or use the link in the video description. So thank you to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad.
Yay!
Right? So let's get
Never.
back to the video. Book Talk is a very interesting place, and any book fans out there know how it has absolutely destroyed the hobby of literature and just flooded it with absolute slop.
Yes.
Spicy slop. You see, books on TikTok are not rated by how well they are written or how good the characters are. No, they are rated by the spice. And what does spice mean? Porn.
I actually went out of my way to read some reviews on Morning Glory, whatever, and at the end of the day, all I learned from all these reviews is like, oh, well, you know, the characters are pretty boring and stupid, but, like, I really like the smut, and that's 90% of them. I went on Amazon and I went on a bunch of other websites just to, like, get myself informed.
It means porn. Spice level is very
She's not
important to
lying.
book talkers. How much spice does a book have? What are the spiciest books they have ever read? How spicy is the book they're currently reading? Spice, spice, spice. Where is the spice? I need the spice! And the spiciest book going viral on Book Talk lately is none other than Morning Glory Milking Farm by C.M. Nascosta. Violet is a typical down-on-her-luck millennial, mid-20s, overeducated, and drowning in debt. Oh my god!
So relevant! Oh my god!
She's just like me! On the verge of moving into her parents' basement, when a lifeline appears in the form of a very unconventional job in the neighboring Cambric Creek. She has no choice but to grab it with both hands.
I hate this planet.
Morning
And
glory.
they give men shit for wanting big titty girls. How about we just all admit that, like, holy shit, it's fine to be, like, a fucking gooner. Like, everyone is gooned out of their mind. It's fine. It's not that big a deal. Instead of trying to shame, like, oh my god, it's just men. Men are such whores.
Farm offers full-time hours, full benefits, and generous pay with no experience needed.
That's how you know it's fake. No experience, full medical, full dental plan, and full-time hours right off the rip.
There's only one catch. The clientele is grade A certified prime beef. Oh god, with the manly meaty endowments to okay.
Morning Glory Milking Farm is actually a profound critique of late-stage capitalism and toxic masculinity.
We're trying to, like, analyze smut. We're trying to analyze smut and break it down into capitalism when you have words that talk about beating Schmeat and beating them off. Yeah. This is where we're at, chat. It's 2025. Get progressive.
In this text, we see
And
that
how
the
men are
tingling
bad. That
sensation
too.
in her
I forgot about
coochie
that.
is actually the tingling sensation of a Marxist revolution.
Do you think that she thinks that she made a difference by making this video and that she's, like, helping the proletariat or something? And that she's sticking it to the bourgeoisie? Chat, do you actually think that, like, she thinks like that, or is it like a meme? My media literacy.
This is every fucking BreadTube video to me, dude. This is every Jack Saint video. So I actually read the book myself, and I'm not gonna lie. The 19th Amendment needs to be abolished.
I didn't say it.
So, like I
didn't
said,
say
the
it.
story is basically this millennial named Violet, and she gets a job basically working at Big Pharma in Narnia, where they harvest Minotaur milk.
It's not milk chat. It's exactly what you think, by the way.
To make Viagra for human males. And I read the whole thing. Probably gonna be
I'm so sorry. It's good content, though.
put on some kind of watch list. But listen, this is my job, okay? I'm not out here, like, selling feet pics or something. What I do is far more dignified and normal. Now, let's take a look at some of these notes I wrote. Let's see. Big dick and balls. At one point, she says the term, and I quote,
I love this.
the seam of his sack. So I'm
I really didn't need to know that. This class sucks! Why?
reading this, and the whole time I'm thinking, like, okay, he probably has, like, a human head, right? He probably, like, looks something like this, like, you know, just a
Iced by the Minotaur. Wait, is this real? Is this a real book? Hold on. I'm gonna look it up. Iced by the Minotaur Purifier. Oh my god. Chat, this is real. This is an AI picture, but the book is real. It's an 8 out of 10 with 4 spice points. I hate women, 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 I hate women. Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Why are you the way that you are?
dude with, like, horns. Then I see the official artwork. That's a cow. Bro is a cow. Bro is a straight up cow.
Yes.
In a few parts, they're being intimate, and it will be like, his hooves clip-clopped. My
I'm gonna lose it. I'm pausing way too much. It's gonna take me all day to get this like this.
hooves will tear up your sheets. And it's like, I'm sorry, his what? At one point, she describes kissing him, and I swear to God it was more disgusting than anything else described in this book. She's like describing how big and wide his mouth is and how big and like slimy his tongue is. She's like describing the shit and you're just like, that's a cow. I mean, we are at a solid 5.5 on the Barbeau scale here. This is dangerous territory, folks. She also-
Chat, to put her into perspective, if you had a cat girl and then she had like a cat mouth and then she licks you with her cat tongue and it kind of hurts because it's scraping you, that's where we're at. Don't you think that's a little bit disturbing to like write in a novel? I'm just saying. Yeah, it's literally furry porn, like actually.
His ass.
I beg your pardon?
So, f***ers his ass. She f***ers the cow's ass. By the way,
I think anyone who's a veterinarian needs to be like put on a list if they read this book. Any female veterinarian who purchased this book on Amazon needs to be investigated. I'm not kidding. Like, I actually mean this from the bottom of my heart. Why? Why? Why?
if you want an uncensored version of this video and all my videos, Patreon. Go to
I need to watch it. I need to watch it. I need to watch it on Patreon.
Patreon, become a member. All members get the uncensored version of every video, so you can hear me talk about f***ing and f***ing a cow's asshole. Is that what you freaks want? Anyway.
Yes, it's funny.
I like how in this fantasy world, student loans still exist. Like, we can imagine a world with minotaurs and humans in a relationship, but we can't imagine a world without student loans. Sad. Oh, and he has one of those bowl rings, like the nose ring theory septum rings. And in this world, that means, like, you're married, but apparently he's divorced. The man is divorced. This is a divorced cow with a
divorced cow. I already know how this story kind of goes because I showed it to you guys. I didn't know he was divorced.
A cow ex-wife. The lore is deep, folks. The funniest part, though, has to be when they go on a date. I need to just read this to you. When the bill arrived, she attempted to pull a handful of carefully folded bills from her wristlet before he stopped her. No, that's absolutely not happening. Put that away. She'd not thought about it until the day after their first dinner together, realizing that in mortification that she ought to have attempted to pay her half. What kind of feminist are you? She asked herself. She couldn't remember the last time she'd been out and hadn't paid for her half, including her coffee date with Carson Tinsley. She had come prepared that night, several weeks of her tips smoothed and tucked into her wristlet. But I didn't even offer to pay half the other night and shouldn't have Violet, if the commanding rumble of his voice hadn't
I'm sorry. I can only take so much.
Silenced her. The heat of his hand dropping to her knee would've. I don't want you to feel that you don't have any agency here. I might be the one giving all the orders, but you hold all the cards. Your comfort is the only thing that counts right now. And if I overstep, I want you to know you can tell me so. But that's not happening. Don't think I'm unaware we're at different points in our careers. You can say no, you can say you don't want to see me again, you can tell me to stop coming to the farm when you're working. It's dinner, not a down payment of your time, but I'm in a position to comfortably spoil someone. So when you're with me, I'm spoiling you. End of story. She was a good feminist, she told herself, and she definitely couldn't be bought. But if he had suggested at that moment that he would have appreciated a blowjob, she would.
My hand is over my mouth. My hand actually went over my mouth as I paused. I think I became a VTuber and I woke up in a parallel universe. There's no shot this is real life. If you told me this like 10 years ago when I was like a kid growing up, I actually would think I would have lost it. This can't be real. This can't be real. Like 15 years ago, I'm a kid and they're like, yep. Those smut novels that you've ever heard about, like old ladies like reading romance novels, yeah, there's like monster versions of it now, and they involve like feminism and talking about giving head to a minotaur bull. I think I would have lost it. I'd be like, you're dumb. You're stupid. This isn't real.
Have fallen face first on his cock with an open mouth without a shred of hesitation. Inside every woman, there are two wolves. Or two bowls. The strong, independent girl boss and the submissive, doting housewife. And in the presence of a masculine man, or a farm animal, she will fold like a lawn chair and instantly return to factory.
This is what I'm saying. Like, all these women fetishize and say, like, oh, I am independent. But then, like, if an attractive, like, quote-unquote trad guy says, babe, I have big muscles and a big pee-pee, I'm gonna take care of you, they literally fall over on themselves. They literally write it down and admit that they like it. Is that not weird to you, chat? Is that not strange? How hypocritical it is?
Settings.
It's dinner, not a down payment for your time. But I'm in a position to comfortably spoil someone. So when you're with me, I'm spoiling you. End of story. I said, okay, I highlighted that paragraph for myself.
Clean up aisle 5. So that's what...
These people just need to have sex or something. This could all be solved by just people having intercourse.
I thought of it. But what did other people think of it? What are the reviews on this book? This book has a 4.1 on Amazon with 21,000 ratings and a 3.6 on Goodreads with nearly 60,000 ratings. Let's just read some random ones here. Hear me out. Hear me out. Milking good time. Sweet and creamy. The spice is spicing. I was very leery of starting this because I thought it was just gonna be porn. The plot is pretty good. The plot?
What
Please.
plot?
This is like the new, I read Playboy for the articles. Like, sure you do. This book could kill a Victorian child.
Actually true. It could kill a Victorian woman too.
5 stars. I'll never look at a jug of milk the same. I think I'm lactose intolerant now. That happened. Our eyes will never see the gates of heaven. 1 star. Not a helpful guide. This book failed to teach me how to milk a cow, and now my family has no food for the winter. 1 star. Accidentally ordered while on pain medication after an operation. Gave this to my mom as a joke gift for Christmas. You what? Less sigh. Why can't human males be more like this?
We've come full circle, chat. This person unironically... Why can't human males have 12-inch dongs? I wish I was in 3D, because, like, my hands are just up, or, like, constantly.
Tall, rich, and handsome are no longer enough, boys. Now you have to be a 9-foot-tall creature from Greek mythology with a 13-inch dick. I never want to hear from another person about how they read 100 books in a year if this is the kind of slop they are consuming. Well, Ronald, man detected, this isn't for you. This is for women. So take your ass back to Barely Legal Babysitter 5 or whatever the f*** you watch that is so morally superior than this. Let him who is without sin cast the first stone, okay? God bless America. It's great to live in a country where I can casually enjoy cozy erotica about a young woman who milks her way to financial security and true love with a minotaur. This is what freedom looks like, and I intend to fully enjoy it before the Supreme Court takes this right away next.
I don't even touch on that. That's actually political, and I fucking hate that. That they shoehorned a little political jab in there.
This is what freedom looks like. I'm really rethinking my stance on freedom, not gonna lie.
True.
Maybe we should have less of it. All I know is if Donald Trump takes the monster porn, we are going to make 2020 look like a picnic, okay? Bull cock matters.
There's gonna be a lot of women in the streets rioting, apparently.
Oh God.
Not me.
Edit that out.
I'm good.
Editor, edit that out.
No, editor, keep
Women
it.
are gonna be picking up Animal Farm now, like, where's the horse cock? Some of you people owe a certain streamer an apology because this book has way too many 5 stars. Some of you are lying. So after buying this book, Amazon has given me a few interesting recommendations. Would you like to see them? I accidentally summoned a demon boyfriend. That time I got drunk and saved a demon. Gentling the beast. Cupcakes for my orc enemy. Bane of my existence. The gargoyle and the spinster.
We actually are reaching levels of degeneracy that we didn't think was possible. Women cannot get aroused anymore by, like, quote unquote normal relations in games and books. They have to have it in the most weirdest way possible because their brains are so gooned out of their minds. This happens to men too, by the way. Just don't get it twisted for a second here. Except this is the book version. But anime is a red flag. Yeah, at least animes and humans.
The widow and the orcs. Hoarded by the dragon.
I think Shoe0nHead does something with the repeal of the 19th, I think.
There's something about dragons. Getting it on with gargoyles. Gotten by the gator.
Gotten by the gator, I like that one. Mm-hmm. Country girls make do.
Mated to the mountain bear. Oh, so
now we picked the bear. I know she's gonna make that joke. There's no way.
this is why they chose the bear.
Thank you.
The billionaire orc.
Bro, I'm gonna piss myself. This is so good. Motham City Monsters. Wait, this is like a multi-series thing. Cause it's like a part of a series. Look. The billionaire orc. Wait, orcs have concepts of like billionaires and like capitalism? What?
Moth manager.
Women. Oh my god! The Mothman myth! Someone had to draw this. Cryptid billionaire. Wait. Cryptid billionaires. Wait, is the moth manager like a crypto bro? It's a crypto bro moth who's in love with a human. We can't even write. I can't. I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna lose it. We're not even halfway.
Wolves and whipped cream.
Oh, well, that's just a bow novel. That's like tame.
The wolf in my tavern.
Oh, that's so
Pounded by produce. Oh.
That's a penis. It's a penis.
What? Are these the books the Nazis burned?
My husband only reads finance
Maybe.
and sci-fi books, and so I think it's about time that I introduce him to some real literature. So the first book that I would like to introduce you to is called Morning Glory Milking Farm, and it's not a
She's copying the other chick. That chick did it first. She's just farming it. Get it? Farm.
normal milking farm like with cows. What it is it's big, bulky minotaurs, and it's a special type of milking.
See, honey?
Hold on. I have the perfect meme for this. I have the perfect meme for this. I apologize. Give me one moment. One moment. Why are you introducing your husband-boyfriend to your gooning material for clout and content? I don't know what to say anymore. What are you doing? I just, look, honey, look, there's this like equine pee-pee I'm looking at and I'm getting real turned on by, like, why? What are we doing?
She's his stepsister, and she got stuck in the washer machine again. Women on
that's actually such a good analogy. Wait, yes. Why are you showing your arousing like fan fiction? Imagine your boyfriend is like, oh my god, look at this like hot like babysitter corn to you on their phone and be like, look, honey, look, this is so hot. Whoa, like, wow, that's so awesome. I love this. How is this okay?
TikTok are openly, proudly talking about the porn they consume and getting mad at people when they make fun of it. I hereby ban men from reacting to romantasy on TikTok. Best-selling romantasy books like A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Fourth Wing contain descriptions of hot sex. I feel like that's common knowledge, if not their primary purposes. But in recent months, book talk has become full of men clutching their pearls while reacting to steamy scenes from these.
But you clutch your pearls over hentai and guys looking at big boobs. Can we stop? Please? Can we stop?
Popular female-centered books. Obviously, this is all a massive performance. We live in the age of OnlyFans. The odds are that these men have seen actual porn that defies the laws of physics and God. Over 90% of men between the ages 16 and 73 watch porn in any random month. There's statistically no way all of these guys are shocked by the sex itself. What they're
that's not a good thing.
Gawking at is sex from the perspective of female desire, scenes that depict women coming first and frequently. And what they are surprised by is the women they know love these scenes. In one video, a guy declares, "Now I know why women enjoy book clubs and wine." But his astonishment in itself is astonishing. Like, what do you think adult women were into? Not having sex and drinking wine? Grow up. Imagine a group of men sitting around drinking wine, discussing the porn they watch.
That's what they're doing. I don't even know. This is why I can't relate to these girls. Why are you discussing like how turned on you are by the milking glory hole farms and drinking wine and being like, oh my god, I wish my boyfriend was like a minotaur so we can have sex. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That is what you guys are essentially doing. It's just funny, okay? Like, it's funny. Are we really going to pretend that a story about a young woman getting a job milking mythical creatures to pay off her student debt is not funny? It's funny.
It's
if that
very
makes me
funny.
A sexist, a misogynist, you got me. To act like you are so different and above the other Gooners is just, it's silly. I'm sorry, but you are no different than Joe Schmo jorking it to fat booty Latinas in Space 12. You're sitting there all high and mighty, one hand on the book, acting like you're so superior because you can perfectly envision a horse cock spinning 360 degrees in your mind. I'm not impressed. The scenes these men are reading many people,
she's spitting. I have nothing to insert. She's spitting,
myself included, are insanely sexy, but purely in terms of the acts being described, they aren't all that lurid. And as many of the comments on these videos point out, there is much wilder stuff out there. For example, these men have clearly not yet discovered nodding.
Alright, show's over. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. Chad, I need help. I jumped into the fire and now I'm paying for it. I can't do this!
popular term in romantasy right now that involves werewolves whose penises get so swollen after sex they have to stay inside their partners until the swelling subsides. Oh, honey, that's not a popular trend in romantasy. That's just a thing real dogs do. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of white women are into that, apparently.
you just don't get it. You don't know what knotting is. What are these women reading, bro? What happened to that, stupid fucking corny Hallmark thing, going home for Christmas to your hometown and falling in love with the cute farmer boy? What happened to that?
That's too vanilla. That doesn't arouse me anymore. We gotta keep going.
We used to make fun of that. We truly did not know what we had until it was gone. Now women out here fantasizing about getting their asses clapped by demons and werewolves and goblins and ghouls. I remember when 50 Shades of Grey came out and people were like, oh my god, this is so crazy. Women are crazy.
Who could have thought that 50 Shades of Grey was so, a massive outrage back in the day? When did it come out? 2012, I want to say? It was after Twilight, obviously. Yeah, I want to say it was 2012 or 13. And I remember being in school and being like, dude, this is so fucking dumb. I hate this. Why are people celebrating this? It's just smut on a movie screen. Basically. I've actually never to this day seen this. I've only seen trailers and people making fun of it, and I've never seen it to this day. And I'm thinking to myself, this is so vanilla compared to what's implied in this. Yeah, I know they smack each other with whips and stuff, but that I don't know anything beyond that.
Shades of Grey looks like missionary sex through a bedsheet for the sole purpose of procreation compared to the the average woman on TikTok is reading. At least Christian Grey was a human man and not a fucking dog. You fantasize about dating the quiet, shy, nerdy girl. You know, she's innocent, she's pure, she's not like those other girls, going out clubbing and hooking up with random men. No, she's at home, curled up by the fire in a blanket, reading a book. Except that book is about f***ing a half man, half bull. Let me let you in on a little secret. The quiet, nerdy girl is way more of a freak than the average hoe. Are you kidding me? It's not even close. The average hoe might have a body count of 15 or so, but the quiet, nerdy girl is fantasizing about getting back shots from Cthulhu. That is at least 100 bodies. Now listen, there's nothing inherently wrong with fantasizing, okay? There's nothing wrong with roleplay. Fiction is fiction, right? You're not actually going to bang your stepsister, right? These women are not.
I don't know. I've seen some fucking fucked up shit being said about other people, man.
Actually going to bang a cow. Or at least I hope not.
Bro. Shoe, you are so innocent. I've heard horror stories.
We all know there is a difference between fantasy and reality. Well, what happens when they try to bring fantasy into reality?
I don't think I'm ready for this, chat.
Well, you get Sinners and Stardust.
What? Oh my god, is that Pyramid Head? It's Pyramid Head from Dead by Daylight. I'm kidding, it's not from DBD, but what?
What in the eyes wide shut is going on here? Sinners and Stardust was supposed to be a dark romance ball for romantasy authors and fans alike. So what's the big deal? Seems like a fun, sexy time, right? Maybe, if you're a woman. If you're a man, the night may have gone a little differently for you. Alright y'all, it appears I have to make a post that I'm frankly pretty goddamn upset I have to make. This post is for the readers who don't understand consent and boundaries only. A lot of you may know my good friend Animus. He's attended a signing of mine in the past and obviously is a musical artist. This past weekend he attended Sinners and Stardust and probably had one of the most heartbreaking experiences. So listen, he's a man, right? But do we think that means it's okay to put your hands all over him without consent? Or to put your hands in his waistband or down his pants or touch his dick? Hello? Do we think it's okay?
That poor guy.
Okay, to quite literally back him into a corner and touch all over him to the point that he literally cannot tell how many hands are on him and whose are whose? Do we think it's okay to send him into an actual panic attack because of this? Furthermore,
oh my god!
Do we think it's okay to interrogate him and insist he detail how he'd kidnap a woman, despite him repeatedly saying he wouldn't do that and, you know, that shit is fiction, and then attempt to follow him when he tries to get away? And if
By the way, all men. These same people will go on Twitter and say all men are like this, and that all men are just thinking about, can't say it on YouTube, but, you know, hurting women.
that wasn't enough, during the time of this mob, him and another author received notification that an air tag was tracking him, which showed
Are you trolling?
on his person all the way to his hotel room. They molested this guy until he passed out from anxiety, and then they put a f***ing tracker on him in order to stalk him back to his hotel. This poor guy, dressed like a character in one of the romantasy books, at this romantasy convention, full of women. That is like throwing roast beef into a pit of wolves.
And piranhas.
Or in this case, throwing a wolf into a pit of roast beef.
There's a lot of ham in that roast beef too, don't worry.
I remember years ago there was this thing called
up in
cosplay
there.
is not consent. Basically, it was a campaign to bring attention to the fact that people at conventions would often come up to women dressed in sexy costumes and just...
Have you been a hot guy in a cosplay convention? I bet you those same rules do not apply. I would hate to be an attractive dude and going in a cosplay as a hot character. I don't know if women can help themselves. I'm not gonna lie. Some of these people are like, no means no. It's like, nah, I'm gonna keep trying.
Grope and grab
It's
them
a double standard for sure.
without their consent. Yeah, apparently we have to bring that back because these women did not get the memo. I've been a furry for over a decade and attended a lot of fur cons. Sure, sometimes weird shit happens, but honestly, I can't believe the dark romance crowd is out here acting like this.
But hold on. Some people would argue that, like, being a furry doesn't inherently mean that you're into, like, the sex stuff. But if you're going for a dark romance thing, that's like exclusively about being horny.
Like, me and my buddies in our fursuits are more respecting of consent and bodily autonomy.
Yeah.
Get your shit together, y'all. When the furries are calling you out for being freaks, you need to reflect. Something has gone horribly wrong. Not only were the men at this book talk convention assaulted, but women were also assaulted by women. Multiple women, including a performer, reported being assaulted there as well. Even an author there said she was groped and dragged away from her friends and said,
Are we serious? Dude, I'm telling you, it's just something about the hormones that, like, surround their brains that make them shut off. Women are no different from men. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm taking the mask off of this. I'm going mask off. Women are no different than men when it comes to impulse control when they get like this. There are crazy people everywhere. This is insane.
no matter how many times she said no, quote, my words did nothing. May I remind you, this is a...
My words did nothing. My nose meant nothing. Do you know how scary that sounds?
A book convention, okay? For books. Literal BDSM clubs are more respectful than this. There needs to be more studies on how this stuff affects women's brains, because clearly some are unable to tell the difference between fantasy and reality. Ivy Lipton, a doctoral candidate in human sexuality, actually wrote about this for EV magazine. I don't know what a doctoral candidate in human sexuality is, but she's hot, so I trust her. Your brain on orgasms isn't neutral. Dopamine release during climax is a powerful conditioning agent. What you repeatedly fantasize about becomes necessary for arousal. If your erotic imagination centers around abuse, monstrous violence, and submission to non-human entities, your brain is reprogramming itself to crave just that.
Let her cook.
It's not empowerment, it's neuroplasticity at its darkest. Scientists, psychologists, and the general public often state that men are visual and women are emotional. When it comes to sex, men can be turned on instantly by a sexual image despite their mood, and women need to be turned on emotionally to get in the mood. So it stands to reason that porn for men is visual and porn for women is in the mind. I'm not equating porn to smut novels, because one is a video of two people actually having real sex and the other is, well, just words on paper. I'm, however, talking about the effect on the consumer.
If AI was like, so hear me out, I think there's probably going to be an uptick in like AI noveling where people get like custom monster corn smut written to them by women, and they will pay a lot of money for that. Have you seen the visual novels for women? The porn ones? I don't know. I don't think it's exclusive for women.
We know watching porn is bad for the brain. That's been proven and only rejected by Gooners who don't want to give it up.
I absolutely hate it when people tell me that it doesn't change your brain. That people that's telling me like, oh, Alana, it's actually not bad to goon all the time. It's just, you're just a prude. And I'm like, but it's literally proven by science. You become addicted. It rewires your brain. You start to think that you need it all the time. That's just how it is. I'm sorry. I hope that you get better. I don't want you to feel bad in like 20 years when your goon brain starts to melt into itself. It happens to men and women.
But is reading smut bad? You might say, duh, that's the whole point. Okay, fair enough. So let me rephrase. Is reading smut harmful? Should we shame people for things that are wrong, immoral, or harmful? In my line of work, I've been told many times that shame has no place in sex. But if I use my brain for 2 seconds, it's clear that line of thinking is nonsense. Incest should be shamed, bestiality should be shamed, pedophilia should be shamed.
True.
I'm not equating monster smut with these things, but there are 50 shades of gray, so to speak, along the spectrum of harmful. Conditioning your brain and body to associate pleasure with monsters, slavery, or sexual violence is not healthy.
True.
Basically, they're cooked. Like, women are cooked. They are frying their brains with this stuff. It's a pipeline, right? It's like the infamous evil alt-right pipeline. You know, you start watching Shoe0nHead, owning the feminists in 2015, and then in 2025, you're hailing Hitler, right? You know, alt-right pipeline. And this one's like, you're reading Morning Glory Milking Farm, and the next thing you know, you're Mrs. Hands, right? Just say no. Just say no to monster porn. But why is monster smut so popular with women in particular? Like, you rarely see the opposite, and when you do, it's just like a girl with cat ears and fangs.
Monster girl stuff is popular with men. It's just like, it's a niche. I wouldn't say it's as popular as a novel.
Or like a 10-foot tall mommy vampire with giant titties. Meanwhile, women are like, I want to f the pollution monster from Fern Gully. So, what the fuck? People on Reddit asked this very question. Let's see the responses. Why do you guys like monster romances?
Okay.
Asking for a friend. Right. Several reasons. 1, human men are quite often terrible.
Okay, Schizo.
Romance books with human men are already partly fantasy, but monsters just takes the fantasy bit further. 2, it's sort of human nature to imagine relationships with paranormal beings and creatures. We've been doing it in literature and art for centuries. It's just gotten a lot more graphic now, lol. 3, unique body forms / parts and so many different kinds of dicks. Scary mean, terrifying creature is sweet to her, kind, takes care of her, protects her, works hard to be gentle, etc. Maximal escapism.
If your issue with finding good men, maybe you're the problem. I don't know. Like, once, twice, 3 times, maybe like after 4 or 5 times, maybe you're the problem. I don't know. Top 1% commenter, by the way. Yeah, after a certain point, maybe you're part of the problem.
Minimal association to real-life assholes, the patriarchy, misogyny, and oppression of women, etc., etc. Because the monsters are less dangerous than dating actual men. As a fat woman.
Imagine a guy said that about, like, because the anime girls are less horrible than dating actual women. Do you know how incel-y that sounds? Like, you reverse it instantly and it sounds really dumb. Like, I make fun of both sides. I'm not like, oh, it's just men, it's just women. Like, if you said this the other way around, I'd say this fucking I'd fucking laugh at you too. Guys do say that? Absolutely, and I think it's dumb. 2D women don't hurt you. I will hurt you, chat.
Actual men. As a fat woman of color,
will!
Modern, contemporary, and even fantasy romances are hard to click to because they are almost always about thin white women and just too realistic. And romance in real life is not always attainable for fat women/women of color.
What? Romance in real life is not always attainable for fat women and women of color. Wait, since when? Wait, minorities and women of color don't get to date? Sweetie, I think it's just because you're fat. I'm sorry. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I don't think it's about your race. No, I'm serious. I don't think it's about your race, sweetie. Yeah.
In monster alien romance, though, my size doesn't matter, and it's easier to get into that headspace and enjoy it. I'm sick of the
she's dissociating. Got it. All right.
Men on Earth and looking for some variety. Non-humans haven't betrayed and hurt me, so they feel like a safe haven, if that makes sense. Plus the unusual dick. Monster.
People make fun of guys for saying 2D over 3D, but then they type this and they get millions of updates. Yep. Sounds about right.
Monsters have big, fun-shaped cocks.
Okay,
I love some bizarre
honest.
unique.
At least they're honest.
Genitalia.
I respect the whole, oh, I want to fantasize about different peepees than the ones that are like, men bad because I got hurt by men. I respect that more. I do. Sorry.
I don't know what I was expecting, honestly. A lot of women's smut, especially monster smut, is about submission, domination, forced breeding, non-consensual consent. The women are like conquered and taken and
men like that too.
Overpowered by these monsters. And
men
I
like
think
that too
many
sometimes.
of these women are reading these books containing monsters and not men because masculinity and dominance in men has been completely demonized in modern society.
Ooh,
but the truth
right.
is, many women still crave it. You see,
yes! Thank you!
The monsters in these stories have those, like, dominant masculine traits that women like so much, but they're not human men. They have all these traits women desire without the problematic baggage human men bring, without being the men they hate or have been told to hate.
Isn't there, like, a 4chan copy pasta of, how there's, like, a guy in a class for a politics class, and the girl... Oh, no, it was a Reddit post. That was it. It was a woman that said that there was a guy that was a quote-unquote right-winger in her class, and all she thinks about is porking him. You know what I'm saying? And then she's like, I can't just wrap my head around it. Why is my brain working like this? And I'm like, because you I don't want to say it, but like, because you want it. Like, yeah, she wants to hate sex him, and I'm like... We read this on stream. I know we have. Is the perfect guilt-free slop. But they don't just want a wild, dominant man. They want to tame a wild, dominant man. Yes, to be challenged. Man. That's the
Similar
word.
to when a man sees an art hoe with a nose ring, you can save her from her daddy issues. Yes! You can do it. It definitely won't backfire and ruin your life. Go for it. Go talk to her. With many women, there's this desire for, like, danger and aggression, but also the desire to tame that danger and aggression.
Yes.
The desire to be that special woman who can melt his heart. You see, my dragon boyfriend could rip me to shreds and kill me instantly, but he won't because he's nice and he loves me.
Yeah.
But honestly, at the end of the day, just like the video I made about the anime girl in a wheelchair where men were saying, this is the average male fantasy, and a bunch of women were like, you wanna rape a disabled girl? When
Yep.
in reality, it was just a distilled manifestation of the average male fantasy, which is to
be
protect
sweet.
and provide
Aw.
for a sweet woman and save her. This is like basically the flip of that, right? This is just the distilled manifestation of the female fantasy.
very
Men are
concentrated.
saying this and they're saying, what do you mean you want to milk a minotaur? When in reality, it's just to have a big, strong protector and provider swoop you up and save you. And like,
I think the thing that irritates me the most is that they're in denial about it, and they will say, oh, I'm just a feminist, I don't get it, I don't understand why I have these feelings. If they were just upfront and honest with it, it wouldn't be such a like backhanded like slap in the face to men or to people like me who are like, why can't you just be honest with yourself?
I said in that video, they're basically both the same fantasy. This is a tale as old as time, the princess being saved from the dragon by a knight in shining armor, whether the dragon be a wheelchair or student loans, you know? But in this case, the woman is being f***ed by the dragon, and the knight sits in the corner and watches.
In a
or
cuck
something.
chair,
I don't
yep.
know. Maybe it's not that deep. There are some hungers better starved than fed. And maybe as women, for the sake of society, we have to starve our hunger for minotaur p***ness.
Shoo, don't ever say that
that's
again,
the,
please. I hated
That's
that.
the moral of this video. So what do you guys think? What is your theory? Why is the monster romance genre so popular with women in particular? And who is...
Because they pushed away all the men, and that's where we're at. It's why VTubers are so popular. All the women pushed away all the men, and now there's virtual 2D women that yap and laugh with their chat and do ASMR. And they have really cute models, and they give them attention, and then she gives them attention back. And you can find the flavor that you want. An unhinged schizo. Or an ASMR girl who just says nice things and talks about her boobs. Yeah. Maybe that girl is onto something. It's like capitalism in slow motion. Yeah, something about the proletariat? Yes.
your weirdest, hear me out. Be honest. I don't want to hear no Lola Bunny, okay?
No.
You all know mine already.
Wait! Whoa! 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 Shoe? Okay. You go, girl. She's into older men.
It's not that he's a fish, okay? He has an energy, okay? He has a vibe. You know what? Never mind. And I will see you guys again really soon with a new video.
Hey, I got it right. That was so fun.
I love how the f***ing Bowl Man is a progressive, by the way. He's a feminist. He voted for Hillary. He would have voted for Obama 3 times if he could.
Yeah, I would have too. Yep, 100%. I couldn't even vote when Obama was around, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, yeah, that was really fun. That really cleared my head. That was really, really cool. Chat, remember, I love women, but not all of you. Some of you'll need to get your ass beat. Oh, man. Chat, go check her out. She's super funny.